Hey gang, good morning. It's Dr. Brian from Doc About Town, and it is a beautiful, crisp fall morning, and decided I had to get outside. Excuse me, it's early, so I'm still got a little morning throat here, a little croupy. Hey, just got me to thinking. I wanted to bring a special edition, if you will, of Doc About Town to y'all. With it being fall and beautiful like this, you know, we're getting ready to come into the holiday season here, and a lot of people are hurting. Even yes, right here in Noblesville and Hamilton County. And just wanted to remind you, don't forget about your local food banks and your food pantries, the feeding team, the yellow pantries around. There's a lot of people who could use a little help. So when you go do your grocery shopping this week, grab a few cans of whatever you like, you know, corn or green beans or whatever, or some other non-perishable food items, and drop them off at one of the yellow pantries for feeding team, or drop it off at the local food pantry or the Hamilton County Harvest Food Bank. So enjoy this. It's a repeat of a past interview that we did with Lisa Hall and Mark Hall from the feeding team. So enjoy. Talk to you soon. Hey gang, it's Dr. Brian McCarley from Genesis Family Chiropractic here with another episode of Doc About Town. And today I get the pleasure of sitting down with Mark and Lisa Hall. They are business owners here in Noblesville. And Mark is, I guess you're in your first year still, aren't you?
Second year now.
Your second
Yeah.
year now. You've passed your first year,
Yes.
all right?
I mean, 14th month, yes.
14 months as a Hamilton County Council member. And they, like I said, they have a business here in Noblesville, but they also have an organization that they started a number of years ago called the Feeding Team. Lisa, we're going to turn this over to you here a second. Tell us about, and Michelle and I have gotten to hear your guys' story quite a bit about Feeding Team, about how that all came about. I've heard it from Mark multiple times. I don't know that I've ever heard you tell that story. I would love to hear that, hear your side, your perspective on that.
Well, we were a Gap family in mid-80s. We had 2 daughters. We both worked full time. And there were times on Wednesdays, we just ran out of money before we ran out of week. How are we going to feed the kids from Wednesday to Friday? So it was beef stew and a baked potato, quite a bit.
Wow.
We didn't know about trustees. I mean, more people know about trustees now than back in the 80s. You just didn't hear it. Or a lot of places didn't have trustees. We didn't know about different food pantries. There's so much more available now for people than back then. And so we've always done food charities from the time we started our business. Shepherd Community Center, downtown Indy, we supported them, whether it was supplying them with groceries or going down ourselves, serving food. But in 2019, we were praying about it. What can we do in Hamilton County? Contrary to popular belief, Hamilton County does need the help.
Yeah, sure.
So that was when Jay Height from Shepherd Community Center presented to Mark what they were doing in Louisville and Bullitt County in Kentucky, the outdoor food pantries. The problem that they had was there was no funding source behind those pantries. So they just relied on strict donations, and a lot of times they were empty.
Huh.
So Mark decided, okay, this model might be able to work for us if we put a funding source behind it. And that's when we started using a certain percentage of all the sales from our business go to help fund it. So that kind of plants the seed and keeps it going.
Sure.
We get tons of donations now. So in 19, we decided what we were going to do. Then we, ABC, Associated Builder Contractors, they were working out of Ivy Tech. And Bill Kiefer and his boys decided they were going to build 6 of the pantries. And we thought, okay, that's cool. We'll do 6. Yay. Then COVID hit.
Oh, gosh.
And we get a call from them that says, you have to come get these pantries or we don't know how long they're going to be locked in here. We're shutting down. Great. Step in Gaylor Electric, Chuck Goodrich, a good friend of ours, we said, "Hey, what can can you help us with this?" No problem. They took the pantries to the fab shop, painted them. Then it was time to deploy them, but we hadn't lined up the food yet.
Okay.
A friend of ours decided, "Hey, let me donate. I will." I think he donated like 56 cases of Gatorade and 118 cases of microwave popcorn.
Oh my gosh.
Those first pantries went out with Gatorade and popcorn.
Sure.
That's all we had.
Movie night.
Everybody loved it.
That's fantastic.
We knocked on doors to get pantry hosts. We took about 100 no's. No, we don't have those people in Hamilton County. Well, yeah, you do. We showed them the data. Well, we don't really want to attract those kind of people here.
Mm.
Well, you don't have to attract them here. They are here. And then some of higher ups were like, well, we don't want to acknowledge that they're here.
Sure.
So finally, of course, the FOP at Morse Beach, they were the first ones to say, yes, we're on patrol. We see the need in Hamilton County. We know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So they stepped forward. That was our first pantry. And once that happened, other places just, some of those that told us no are still on the waiting list because it's like, you had your chance to get on.
Sure.
Now you've got to get on the waiting list.
Sure.
We're at 58 pantries now.
Wow. But they're not just in Hamilton County anymore, though,
No.
right? They're spread out
No,
a few,
yeah, we
few other
have-
places, right?
A couple in Kokomo, one in Upland, a couple in Columbus. And we have one in Las Cruces, New Mexico, Tulsa, Oklahoma. We've sent plans. We get a lot of requests from all over. Hey, we want a pantry. Okay, well, that's great. We don't manufacture them. We are lucky that we have people that will volunteer to build them for us.
Sure.
But we would be happy to send you the plans and the materials list. We've had people request from Florida, Wisconsin, Washington State, Washington, D.C., believe it or not. I'd love to know if they finally put one there. Colorado, Pennsylvania. So
All
there
over.
could be
Wow.
more.
Yeah.
We just don't know. And we probably won't know this side of heaven.
So 5 years ago, when you guys were birthing this thing, and you were getting no,
Yeah.
did you ever, even in your wildest dreams, think you'd be getting requests from DC and Pennsylvania and
No.
Colorado? And...
Oh, there's some places that I know. I was floored. We were going to stop at 6.
Oh wow!
We thought that's good.
And now you're almost 10x of that.
Then at 16, we were going to stop, and the Ricky Coleman, he drives the truck for Gaylor. He has helped us deploy almost 95% of the pantries that are
Wow.
out there. So we're putting pantries out, and I told Ricky, I said, "Wow, I think we're gonna have to stop at 16." He turned around and goes, "Miss Lisa, don't you dare put God in a box." Okay.
Oh, sure.
So that got me.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're at 58 now, and somebody keeps saying we're probably going to be at 70 by the end of the summer.
Wow.
And I think he's right.
Wow, that's amazing to
Yeah.
me. So I know we were talking before we started the camera rolling, and you guys have gotten a real big kind of a bump of donations of food here recently. But I'm sure an organization like yours is never really confident in where the food's all going to come from. And we know you're always looking for donations.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming volunteers as well.
We can always use, I never, ever turn down a volunteer. If you've got 5 minutes for one day, I will find a way to fill it. We have people that volunteer weekly, monthly, for events only.
Okay.
The youngest volunteer we have is 6. The oldest is 84.
So, wow.
So
all ages.
We will find a spot. And yes, we're always looking for donations. I've been able to obtain locations in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Minnesota that I can really spend $1 will really spend more like $4 or $5.
Okay.
So I can do that, but we still need donations.
Sure. Okay.
We're just what I know our volunteers put out. We are putting out 11,000 meals a month.
Wow.
Now, if you're putting food in and anybody else putting food in, we don't have a way to track that.
Sure. That's just what runs through here.
Yes, is about 11,000 meals a month.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so I'm certain that someone watching this, hopefully many someone's watching this, are going to think, man, I could really get behind an organization like that. What's the best way for them to get connected with you guys to get involved?
Reach out. My email is lisa@feedingteam.org.
Okay.
If I can't answer, Kathy is my assistant, Kathy Absher. She's local here from Noblesville. She'll reach out. Mark and I reach out. Yeah.
That's great.
And we do it pretty quick too.
And
'Cause
donations wise, which is more prevalent for you guys? What do you need more of? You need more food donations, you need more financial donations, or does it kind of work out both ways?
it can work out both ways. I can stretch dollars, whereas me purchasing it from the suppliers in Pennsylvania, I can make the dollar go farther than what you can.
Sure.
But part of someone going out and getting the food and putting it in their pantry, we've got their heart.
Sure.
It's not just, it's real easy to throw money at something.
Sure.
But it really means so much, especially if you're teaching generational giving. Grandparents teach your grandkids. Moms and dads teach your kids.
Sure.
And that way you get their heart, not just, oh, I can throw money at it. And
That's awesome. Now, you guys have done the last couple of summers, have done was a Pack the Pantry event, is that what we called it?
yeah.
Was that the name? I know that was a big event.
We've done some crazy things.
Yeah.
For a few years there, we were doing it at Federal Hill Commons. We had 5 bands, and wow, that was a lot. Last year was one of the strangest things we did, but it turned out to be one of the best, because I'm getting phone calls now from people that are asking if we're going to do it again. And that was train bingo. Everybody got on the train at Forest Park.
Okay.
We rode the train up. There was a bar and everything else going on the train up to Atlanta. We got off at Atlanta and went to the event center over there, played bingo for a couple hours, and we had a huge
surprise packages.
We did.
Okay,
We
surprise
had
package,
a
yeah.
bunch of gift baskets and things that had been donated. So those were all prizes that people could win. We had a huge charcuterie board from the wine trough. And so we played bingo, we ate food, and then we got back on the train and come back to
How about
Forest Park. Everybody loved that.
that? Yeah. Sounds like a blast.
But, well, we were only limited to, because a train could only hold like 98 people.
Okay.
Well, it fell on fall break too. So a lot of people that couldn't make it now or their friends went and they're like, wait, evidently I missed something. So we want to do it
Sure.
again. So I'm going to get a hold of the nickel plate and see about doing
Do
that
that
We
again.
celebrated our 44th anniversary.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, was it really?
That was
Oh
our
my
that
gosh.
was our anniversary night. Yeah. But it was
You and
fun.
100 of your closest friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. But in April or May, last year we used it as a fundraiser, but this year we're going back to, Mark and I like to do a meal for our volunteers.
Okay.
We're doing it towards the end of April this year. We'll supply the meal, and we like to honor our volunteers. We give them gifts, and we recognize every single one of them for everything that they've done.
That's
This year I
fantastic.
want to do something special because just a couple weeks ago we lost one. Yesterday was his service, actually. We lost one of our volunteers. That's a hole that will be hard to fill.
Sure.
But I think I want to do, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something to recognize
Sure.
him and his heart of service, and something we can pass on to maybe special volunteers down the road.
I think that's fantastic. Well, that's great. Well, I know, like I said, when we first learned what you guys were doing with Feeding Team, Michelle and I were just like, we got to find out more about this.
And
we
we
just
appreciate your support
Oh,
too.
and the more
You
we
guys have
learn,
been
the more we
huge.
love what you guys do. So
Well, thank you.
keep it up. Keep up the great work. Well, Mark, Lisa, thank you so much for spending the
Thanks.
time with us today.
Certainly our pleasure.
And we just love talking to you guys and love hearing about what you guys are doing with Feeding Team and love that we have a representative like you on the council. So
Thank you so
so
much.
Thank you.
you guys, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
You guys, thanks for watching today. And like we said, if you have this resonates with you and you want to help out, like Mark said, you need to definitely go to your council meetings, go to your city council meetings, get involved, ask questions, listen to what's going on. But then for Feeding Team, absolutely, they're always looking for volunteers. They're always looking for donations. Reach out to Lisa at feedingteam.org, right? And she can help get you directed to where you need to be and find a place for you. So we look forward to talking to you guys next time, and have a great day.